to lead off this section for us. Welcome, sir. We appreciate you being here. And I don't recall if you did military. Okay, I didn't think we'd turn in stories like that. We appreciate that you would have. Okay. We just don't want to miss a chance to thank anyone who's worn those boots. So have a seat, please, and be comfortable. Mike, the first thing we're going to ask you, everybody that attends our meetings always runs as a true Tea Party, Collin County, Texas conservative. What is a conservative?
I have several opinions on that. Number one, having lived the last 30 years raising 3 kids successfully on the cop's income, that's conservative. I also believe that you need to follow the rule of law, the U.S. Constitution, the Texas Constitution. You have to believe in God 100%, put Him first in everything you do. And you have to limit the size of government. I don't like people getting stuff for free. I think every able-bodied person should work for what they want and pay their taxes like everybody else does. And that's what I think a true conservative is.
And let me say, today, our host church here that's so gracious and provides such good facilities and support for us, fed the Allen Police Department lunch and the McKinney Police Department a meal at the shift change at 4 o'clock. And they're going to do the same thing in reverse tomorrow. So thank you, Mike Vance, for your service, your public service. We love our police, we love our sheriffs, we love our constables. And we know what this country becomes very quickly if that breaks down. And we get an extra 30 seconds for that editorial.
Is Collin County on this?
Did I say Collin County?
Oh,
good point. I'll talk to the Reverend. The second question is, why in the world do you want to be constable?
I've been in law enforcement for 30 years. I thoroughly enjoy helping people. I've made a point to do everything I do from a customer service standpoint. And I believe that's been the reason I've been so successful in solving my cases. I have a desire to do more than what I've done in the sheriff's office. I've done everything there. And it's time to do something different. The constable's office came available, and I chose to run for it. And people ask me to consider running for it. It's a challenge to me. I want to tackle that challenge and do the best job I can at it.
Okay, you mentioned your years of service, your dedication, your record. Beyond that, what do you bring in terms of qualifications that we might want to know about?
Well, I'm a self-starter. I'm motivated, highly motivated. I love work. I cannot sit at home. I was in the hospital several years back and spent 3 months at home, and it drove me crazy. I'm not going to retire at home. I want to retire in the office and to be paid to die. But I love to work, and I'm a good leader. I can turn that office around and put it in the right direction.
You mentioned, Mike, what it takes to raise children on a law enforcement salary. It takes a little money to run for office. If nothing more than to buy signs, what's your philosophy and your practice in terms of campaign finance?
When I first started this, I was told that constable's office is a low bid or low ballot, so you're not going to get any money from anybody, which that's fine. I financed about 95% of my campaign. I don't like taking money from people because I feel like I owe them. Maybe that's just me, but I can't get past that. So I would just send everybody to pay their own way. And I think we need to get rid of all the lobbyists in Washington. People need to do what they're paid to do by taxpayers, not what some group pays them to do.
Help us to see a difficult situation through the eyes of a constable. You have your personal beliefs, and a judge orders you to present papers to a baker or a photographer who refuses to provide their service for a same-sex marriage. What in the world can you do with anything?
We use the papers.
Because?
The judge told me to.
Judge told you to. I wouldn't have expected a different answer, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Let's go ahead, Ann, and open up for audience questions. Mike is very direct and succinct, and we may have an extra minute or two for questions. Who wants to know what it's like to be a constable, or has another question for working in the constable's office? Rick.
Mike, I think this is one of your topics. What do you see the duties of constable, and would you want to expand or contract those duties?
Well, the duties of the constable is to serve criminal and civil papers and provide a bail for the justice court. And that's all their duties are. Now, a lot of times, the constable's offices, like in Houston, they answer all the calls out in the county like the sheriff's office does here. And the sheriff just runs the jail. But here, I want to stick to our core function, which is serving papers and supplying the bailiff. If we need to help another agency, we're all willing to help. If we need to help out anybody else, we'll help. But our main duty is going to be serve papers.
Yes, sir.
What would you do differently than is being done right now as constable?
Well, I don't want to talk bad about my opponent. I'll tell you what I'm going to do for the office. I'm going to turn in the right direction. We're going to get back on the core function. We're going to make it, open it up where it's transparent as much as we can by law. I'm going to be at work every day, and I'm going to be a working constable. I'm going to serve papers along with my administrative duties. And that's just the beginning, and I think we go from there, and if we can change things, do things better, we will.
Okay, I have an unusual question. If elected, would you and Jim Skinner promise to come to all Tea Party meetings? Because if bad guys come through that door, I think I'd like these two guys to be here.
I'll be as mean as I can be.
As many as you can be at, that's fair enough. Mike, we appreciate so much your time. We'd like to have more time with you and go deeper on the questions. Please stay afterwards if you can.